Hi there. Join our casual conversations for curious, bewildered, and aspiring midlife cannabis queens. Welcome to the Closet Disco Queen podcast, featuring Queenie and TT. So kick off your platform shoes, sit back and get ready to laugh and learn all about adult use cannabis without having to ask a 22-year-old. Let's get rolling.
Well, hello, TT.
Hello, queen of the world. How are you?
I wouldn't go that far, but
We have our
I'm great.
podcast, though.
Well, I am Queenie. I can say that for
You
sure.
are Queenie.
I am Queenie. I am Queenie.
I'm doing
So,
well.
You are in Wisconsin
And it's
as
so
we
cold
speak.
here.
Oh my God, it's freezing here too.
It
So
was
you're not
below
missing
zero
anything.
yesterday. Yeah, it went up to 2. You know, it was
Wow, 2?
crazy. But it's supposed to
that's-
warm up, I think, up to 30 today, which is good because we haven't hung the wreaths outside because I've been looking for bows. You know, they needed to be replaced because they've turned pink with the sunshine. Faded. So,
Faded memory.
yes. Faded photographs. Yeah. So it's good that it's going to get a little bit warmer today because it would have been nasty trying to do it yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And then it's going up to 40 later in the week, which is weird. It's like, how can it flip 50 degrees? You know, it's just.
I haven't even looked at the weather. I try not to because
Yeah. Well, they're always
just.
wrong.
Well, plus it is what it. I mean, I guess awareness is a good thing, but it's so
listen
freaking
to the old
cold.
ladies
I know.
complaining about the weather.
I mentioned to you yesterday that I've reached the point where I want to be warm all the time, and I never, ever, ever,
I know.
ever, ever, ever used to. My house was always at 62, 64. People would freeze coming in here.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
you
Tell me
hanging
about
me?
it. I have to
Yep.
layer when I come to your house.
And I'm like, oh God, I can't take it. I've got the heat going. Well, I'm putting it up to 65, but for me, that's warm. So,
Well, at my mom's, it's at 70, and my sister is like wearing short sleeve shirts. And
that would be, I mean, I know my mother
Yeah.
keeps her house very warm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can we open a window or something here? Oh my God. But yeah, I've crossed
the other thing is
threshold.
if you're up and moving around, you know, it's you're warmer. But if you're just sitting all day at your computer,
What are you trying to say?
Get off your ass and move around a little,
I'm
Queenie.
a lazy fat ass. All I've been doing is sitting in front of the computer. You're absolutely correct. Dan came home last night at 7:30. I was watching a movie in the family room. He goes, "Are you okay? You're feeling okay?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Well, you're usually at the computer still." So he thought maybe I was, recuperating in the chair. He'd been gone all week.
Oh my goodness!
So,
Wow.
yeah.
What does that tell you?
Well, everybody knows the dog yells at me.
While editing the podcast, Queenie froze in her chair. Was that TT's voice calling out, "Wait, what's that over there?" No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she couldn't.
Yes, she could.
Well, she could. Well, she wouldn't. Yes, she would. Oh, she most certainly could. While editing the podcast, Queenie was reminded once again that TT called Queenie a fat ass. Oh, the nerve of a friend. Oh, the playback doesn't lie. Is there in stereo flying by? Was it playful banter, just a joke, or words that stung when TT spoke? No, she didn't. Yes, she did. No, she couldn't. Yes, she could. Well, she wouldn't. Yes, she most certainly would. But Queenie laughed, and so did TT. This is how they'll always be. Through podcast edits and cheeky sass, they'll survive even a fat ass.
Our Closet Disco Queen podcast deals with legal adult cannabis use and is intended for entertainment purposes only for those 21 and older.
Have you partaken in any cannabis today, my dear?
I have taken one of the hummies.
The
we bought
hummies
at the
gummies?
Cape. I only have one left, the hummy gummy. And my goodness, I have to tell you, last night, yesterday, Honey said to me, so you think you might want to take a gummy later?
Oh,
We know what
that's
that
nice.
means.
We know what that means. Okay.
I got to tell you, I inadvertently, although I'm glad I did.
Inadvertently. I love this. I love the build up here.
I took a whole one, and then I realized that they're the kind that you break in half. And when you break it in half, half is 10 milligrams.
So you took 20 milligrams.
I did.
And you had the best time ever.
Oh my God. I have to tell you. I also have to give a little plug for Replens. I think Replens is helping. You know, at my age, I've got some very sensitive tissue issues.
Tissue issue.
Tissue
Okay,
issues.
maybe you need to explain what Replens is, just in case there are some listeners out there who may have the same challenges that you do and don't quite know, and they're hearing this wonderful, they were going to hear this wonderful experience with the gummies. Please share what Replens does.
Replens is a product that helps to moisturize the
tender tissues.
The tender tissues of the holy tunnel.
The tickle tissues.
The tickle tissues. It's for internal and external use. I have, with age, many of us have problems with pain.
Postmenopause, yes.
Postmenopause. And so I've been using the Replens. And
now, is that something, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is that something you've obtained over the counter at a pharmacy? Is it something that your physician provided?
My physician recommended it, and I buy it on Amazon and have it delivered to the house.
There you go.
I feel like, remember when we were growing up, how you had to be very circumspect about anyone seeing that you had menstrual items, pads or tampons or anything. And even now there's a squeamishness in the world about that, which God knows why.
I know, it's a bodily function.
About that before. Same thing with menopause and menopause issues. It's like no big deal, we go through all kinds of stuff, and they're just beginning to start looking into this now.
Yeah, it's always
relief to women who are having issues.
Fun being a woman, but you do find it. So the Replens does what it says it's supposed to do. It replenishes the.
Was
typically
we'll go from feeling like getting a rope burn, and extraordinary pleasure with this gummy, I must say.
Ooh.
It was incredible.
Very nice.
Yes,
I'm so happy for you.
It was so good, and I only have one left, so it's like, whoa, honey, take it slow.
Uh-oh. I'm going to be home for another 2 weeks. Well, maybe you can chop it up a little.
But, it was really good.
Very nice. That's very nice. So what were these gummies again?
They are hummies.
Oh, hummies from Massachusetts.
Yes, and they're the ones with the hash resin, whatever. And I think that me and hash are friends. I think
so. I think you are a hash head. Yes, I think you really do like the old hash.
I stashed my resonators in one of my bags, but I haven't been able to locate them. So perhaps they're still back in New York. Oh, well.
Well, I think you'll have to do some uncovering at home.
Yeah.
You might find some, or take a ride to Illinois.
Yeah. That's just a little 2-hour jaunt.
Yeah, well, we did it all the time before New York.
Yes.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Jesus.
It's a choo-choo.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So, gummies to the rescue. Good to know.
When there's an issue with tender tissue and honey can't even kiss you, there's Replens, the miracle in an atomizer will help you squirt like a geyser. Hummies, gummies
I've just been, doing a little this, little
A little diving into the 12th
Middle
century.
Ages, Ice Age, things like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I found the French
the French
nobility.
connection. Nobility, no less.
Yeah.
Like Louis XIV's kind of nobility.
Yeah.
The royal Queenie. Through many
Yeah.
millennia, the royalty runs in your veins.
Oh, it's very overwhelming. Belgian. I mean,
They got around.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
when you think about that area is as big as, like the Northeast. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's really not
okay.
Right. But I also found out this was a big surprise, and my mother wasn't even aware. Jewish ancestry.
Really?
Yes, I have, and it appears two distinct
Types.
Types.
Of, okay.
DNA. So one is Levant, which, Phoenicians, Canaanites.
Okay. I know those words from the Bible.
And Ashkenazi.
Wow.
Which apparently that's found in the Mediterranean area.
Yeah. Yeah. But someone must have
flown the coop.
Done it with someone outside
Get out.
the plan.
Yeah, it's probably someone that broke a rule and thrown out.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
exactly.
Get out of here. Also bumped into some Episcopalians on my father's side. And that sounds weird, but my father was Catholic, my mother's Catholic. So they were brought up Catholic, obviously. And now I'm finding and then one of his great grandfather was a Baptist.
So you don't have to feel bad about being a quote fallen away Catholic.
No, I don't.
Yes,
no.
yes.
And I think we've got some bishops and such in the history. So
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So I did a reverend. I bumped into a reverend. I don't know a reverend of what, but I just skate over some of this stuff because I'm on my way to other things. But so yes, I do have some ecclesiastic. So yeah, I do. I feel perfectly settled.
Good.
With
now
with
you're
not aligning myself with a formal religion. Oh, Druids too.
Yeah, there you go.
In Ireland. The pagans. I tend to navigate. Go toward the pagan side. Fascinating. So, you can call me a pagan anytime. Oh, and I looked up Vandals because I saw that I had quite a large percentage of Vandals in my background, and I thought, oh. Wow, like a whole criminal branch, a syndicate. But no, it was a line. It was a group of people. Okay, like another sect or clan. Vandal. But Visigoths, all those.
Oh, okay. They were the ones who did the looting and pillaging and all that stuff. That's why it's called vandalism, I guess. Oh, they were pretty. They were a raucous group. Yes, okay. Very. Lively, we'll say. Okay. Yeah. Good to know where you come from.
What's the latest but buzz? TT, tell me the news. Where is it legal? No one knows. What's the latest but buzz? TT.
TT, do you have a story for us this week?
I do have a story for us this week.
Do share.
I will. We've been talking about the rescheduling hearings for a while now. And the the FDA has not been cooperative in providing information to the folks who are taking care of the rescheduling hearings. And so what they're going to do is the DEA asked the judge to issue subpoenas that would force the FDA officials to testify at the hearings. Which is very interesting, isn't it?
I mean, government forcing government?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's 4 FDA officials who would not voluntarily participate, and they're going to be subpoenaed. They will have to participate.
When is this occurring?
This was announced yesterday that the DEA asked the judge to issue subpoenas.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the Biden administration, I'm sure they're trying to get a lot of things finished up.
They are trying to get it done because, listen, the other thing I want to mention is that if it doesn't get rescheduled by the end of this administration, it doesn't look hopeful based on the selections that Trump is making for some of his leaders. The top Justice Department person that he has recently nominated is a woman who has said that marijuana is a gateway drug.
Oh, good God.
Yep, she's back to that old song. And also that it makes people who consume it silly, boring, and smelly.
Oh, I guess we're silly, boring, and smelly then.
Yeah, she says it's a not only is it a gateway drug, it's also an ambition killer. So,
yes.
And she said this following President Biden's marijuana pardons, the ones, he did for federal convictions that were low level. And she is not into that at all.
What's her background now?
Very distasteful. She was a judge. Let's see. Dillon, her name is.
Dylan?
I don't know how to. Dhillon.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Harmeet Dillon. Now I gotta say he's nominating women, but
not every woman. And just because you're a woman doesn't make you
right
smarter, better.
She's a vociferous opponent of marijuana reform, as is Trump's pick. As is Trump's pick to head the CDC.
Oh, okay.
So the only one so far who would have any impact on this issue, who is pro marijuana, is Robert Kennedy Jr. And all of his picks. I mean, Matt Gaetz was somebody who was supportive of legalization, but he's out of the picture now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So anyway, we just have to keep our eye on things. Hopefully, if we can get the drug rescheduled before President Biden leaves office, that would give us some leverage in terms of what kind of charges people are facing. That would make a big difference. But it doesn't seem likely, given these choices, that it's going to be something in the very near future.
Oh, dear. Well, that sucks.
I know. Well, although if Trump says, you know how these people are, Trump says, I want it legalized, it'll be done.
Correct.
Because they do whatever he says. So
it just depends on if he says, right?
If he can make some money from it, then he'll probably.
That's true. That's true. We haven't seen any Trump cannabis products yet.
Right.
He could certainly capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Why not? Everybody else is.
He's selling all kinds of other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, might as well make it a whole suite of things you can choose from. Oh. What was the latest? Guitar? Did I see a guitar?
I don't know. I can't remember. There was something, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, it was. So if it's a guitar, why not? Weed, a strain.
A lot of celebrities are getting into it. So
that's true. That's true.
They see an opportunity. So
capitalize on their fame and name. Why not?
I just realized my shirt is on backwards.
I was wondering what you were doing. I thought you were playing Bazooka Joe there for a minute.
My turtleneck seam is right in the middle of my neck here. It's on backwards.
Do you need help getting dressed in the morning?
Yeah, maybe.
It might be helpful.
Oh, goodness. So anyway, that's the story. Let's hope that President Biden gets things through. Let's just keep a positive attitude about that.
Positive attitude.
None of these people have been confirmed yet. So that's the other thing.
True.
Things could change between now and January 20th,
We all know that for sure, right?
Yep.
Well, I also saw that our very own senator here, Kirsten Gillibrand, here in the great state of New York, is strongly encouraging President Biden to formally adopt the Equal Rights Amendment into the Constitution. He merely has to sign something.
Yay, Kristen.
To make it so. And that's something that Jill Wine-Banks has been just aggressively pursuing also.
Right.
So this is still just hanging out there. So hopefully that's something that could be done. Yeah. Right. Yep. That would be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to keep our eyes and ears.
Much to be decided in the next
I know
year.
there's a lot up in the air right now. So we'll just keep you as informed as we can.
If you have a query, my dearie, that can't be answered by Siri,
Season's greetings, Mary Jane. Do you have suggestions for holiday cannabis-related gift giving for both current consumers and wannabes? I could use a little help. Thank you! Oh, the holidays are the perfect time to spread a little cannabis cheer. Whether your giftee is a seasoned aficionado or just curious about the green scene, here are some ideas that'll make you the gifting MVP. For the seasoned consumer, you know the type. They're practically running a one-person dispensary out of their pantry. Treat them to something fabulous, like a chic rolling tray, a fancy grinder, or a stylish stash jar that screams, "I'm classy and I smoke weed." If they've got a sweet tooth, go for infused chocolates, cookies, or even a THC hot cocoa kit. Feeling extra generous? A cannabis subscription box is the gift that keeps on giving. And for the foodie, cannabis cookbooks like Bong Appetit will have them whipping up infused gourmet dishes in no time. Oh, and don't forget festive glassware. A frosted snowflake bong or a candy cane pipe is both merry and bright. For the canna-curious, for those just tiptoeing into the cannabis world, keep it light and approachable. A CBD starter kit with gummies or tinctures is a great way to help them relax without the high. Or introduce them to microdose products. Low-dose THC mints or drinks are a gentle way to dip their toes in. For a touch of luxury, go with infused bath bombs or massage oils and toss in a cozy robe. For anyone and everyone, even if they're not canna-savvy, you can still have fun with cannabis-inspired gifts. DIY a cute ornament by filling a clear bauble with faux buds or accessories. Or pick out a hilariously tacky cannabis-themed holiday sweater. They'll be the hit of the party. The cherry on top? A festive note like, "Let's make this a holidays to remember." Trust me, these gifts will light up their holiday season, literally and figuratively. Fa la 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 la. Enjoy all the holiday greenery.
So what did you think of her suggestions?
I love those suggestions. Wow. She really made it easy, made shopping
Well, yeah,
easy for
there's a
us.
little something for everybody. You could certainly pick and choose from one column A to column B. I would accept any of the above.
I would too.
All
I'd
sounds
be
sweet.
thrilled if somebody got me a monthly subscription.
For gummies,
Yes.
for example.
For example.
For example, just, we'll just pick something randomly out of the air that you might like and enjoy. Could it be a gummy? So that's great. Keep that in mind. I know we're, tick, 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 tick. But
Yep, getting
you could
close.
go to a dispensary and pick up something and make your own little gift
If
box.
you're
or
a
little,
last minute shopper, just head right to the dispensary right now.
get yourself a little, you could get a nice little hand pipe, an eighth of an ounce of something, maybe some screens, little tissue paper in there.
Yeah,
It's set to go. It's a pretty gift.
it is beautiful.
Yeah. So very nice. Thank you, Marjane.
Oh, gather round, you midlife queens beneath the mistletoe. We've got a tale of highs and lows, of laughter, love, and snow. Queenie and TT wrote a book. It sparkles bright and true. It's called High Times for Us, a gift for me and you. So raise your glass this Christmas Eve. Let's toast to joy and cheer to Queenie and TT, our queen so bold, the best of the year. For midlife is a sweet spot to reinvent your fun. With high times for us, the merriment's begun. Oh, cannabis and candy canes, a pairing full of glee, with wisdom wrapped in leafy bows, a gift for you and me. So deck the halls with laughter loud, the queens have paved the way. With high times for us, we'll light up Christmas Day. So raise your glass this Christmas Eve. Let's toast to joy and cheer to Queenie and TT, our queen so bold, the best of the year. For midlife is a sweet spot to reinvent your fun. With high times for us, The merry man's begun. Oh, Queenie and TT shining bright like stars above. Merry Christmas, midlife queens. Let's celebrate with love.
We are pleased to welcome back for your enduring podcast pleasure. Is it a strain or figment of Queenie's brain? Brain.
TT, are you ready to play? Is it a strain or a figment of Queenie's brain?
You see how excited I
Oh.
am? Can't wait. What?
Why do I feel that you're not
I thought I'm not being sincere.
100% sincere in your enthusiasm? That's okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with this week.
Okay. All right. Well, this week's selection is Ego Checker.
Ego checker.
Ego Checker.
Boy, that would be a good one to give as a Christmas gift, wouldn't it?
Oh, don't take anything from this. I'm just giving you some Ego Checker. What?
Don't take it personally. It's just the name.
Just the name.
Ego checker.
Is that indeed a strain, or is it something wildly creative that Queenie came up with?
Could be either. I'm thinking ego checker. I kind of get how it would be a strain, because when you're under the influence, it's very hard to be self-centered. I find it it's hard to be thinking selfishly, I think.
Okay. Why do you think that is? You're saying you're more externally focused.
Or just not necessarily that, because like I can get into a really good meditative state when I'm high, but just not as caught up in the things that separate us, like getting jealous or angry or
that's true,
or afraid, right? Or all those emotions that create negative outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
So I could
you're more open.
Yeah. So like you're not so focused on yourself in terms of, the rest of the world. Yeah.
Out of your head, getting out of your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being just more receptive.
Present. Yeah. Accepting. I think there's a lot of acceptance that goes on. So
I would have to agree with that. I think that's a wonderful, interesting insight.
My interpretation. Now, is it a strain?
Now, the question is, you did a lovely job of talking about the finer points of enjoying some cannabis. But is Ego Checker some cannabis you can enjoy, or is it merely a figment?
I think it's real, for the reasons I stated.
TT feels that Ego Checker is indeed a strain. And she came up with some pretty compelling reasons why one would think that.
I thought so.
Do you really think all that thought went into naming a strain?
No, I could see some people sitting around a table.
That's true.
How about Ego Checker? Why
How about this shit's really good?
Yeah.
Let's call it Ego.
Yeah.
Would you believe that you are correct?
I am.
Is a strain.
Wow.
Ego Checker is a balanced hybrid. It's got nutty flavors that are combined with citrus and mint that create this unique profile. Ego Checker offers a nice balance of creative and positive energy. Use this strain to help finish that project you've been putting off. And relaxation, calmness, happiness, and energy are features of this lovely strain.
That sounds great.
It does. It sounds like a very nice mixture of properties now, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Ego Checker. That's something to keep in mind.
For balance.
It's a new one. New one on me. Yeah.
I've never,
Ding, 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 ding.
Strains don't usually have those kind of names. So
Good
Kudos.
deduction. Kudos to Udos.
Not to me. I was going to say to the people who created that name because it's very different from a lot of the other ones. And I think it's catchy.
It is catchy, but you certainly came up with a lovely, supportive stance for the strain.
If they'd like me to become their spokesperson,
you could.
They could send me some free ego checker, and I will.
You can check it out and say, well, I might be able to, do a little better than I did, or
send me some ego checker.
Send me some. So good for you,
state of Canada.
Yeah. Right.
Our podcast is now on Blue Sky, which is the new social media platform that's getting lots and lots and lots of new followers. Mm-hmm. So check us out at CDQ Podcast on Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. And is that all one word?
Yes, it is.
So there are no special characters or anything like that?
Well, if you're searching, you'd use the @ symbol.
Oh, well, there you go.
CDQ Podcast, yes.
But no hyphens or dashes or...
No hyphens or dashes, just all one big long mess.
One big long run on there.
Yep. We've got a number of followers already, so it's exciting.
But well, we got our statistics for the year.
Yes.
Yesterday, our roll up. Was that what it was called? The roll up?
Roll out.
Something
roll
like
up.
that. Roll out. Roll. And we were taken by some pretty interesting things. I think that one thing that's always fascinated me is where the folks are that listen to us.
Our listeners, yes.
Our listeners. Well, that's an easy way of saying it, yes. And a more direct way of saying, yes, listener is a good way to say it. Let's see, Buzz. Okay, so just some interesting little tidbits. So, TT, now I know you saw this already, but
I've completely forgotten it.
Okay, so this will be brand new.
Safe with me.
Okay, so one of the interesting things that we learned through this little backtrack that was provided to us. So it's just basically a quick overview of the year 2024 for our podcast. So, as you know, we broadcast once a week, so we hit that. Good. But we got very interesting information about where people are who are listening to our podcast. Mm-hmm. So we've got people in New York, Wisconsin.
As you would expect.
Would you expect to see people listening to us in Brazil?
No.
How about en français?
In France.
En France. Mexico.
Oh my goodness.
Singapore.
No. Wow.
Singapore is actually the number 2 country.
That's crazy.
That
all your people maybe, huh?
I'm going to guess. Yes, it's people from we'll just leave it at that. Thank you for listening. So yeah, it's pretty fascinating to see.
It's so much fun. We're an international phenomenon.
We are an international phenomenon. I mean, it's all honesty, it is pretty damn interesting. So we've got. I'll just give you a quick overview here. Just so since we've been broadcasting, okay, so we're moving on our 3rd year. We've had 78% of our downloads come from North America.
That makes sense.
But okay, 78%.
Where's the other 30?
I know. 11% from Europe, 5% from Asia, 1% from South America, and 1% from Africa. And we've had downloads from Oceania, so Australia, that area, but not enough to really register as a percentage.
Gotcha. That's cool.
I think it's cool.
I do too.
Why can't I get
And
into
all
more?
of you, no matter where you are, we
Mhm.
want to let you know how much we appreciate you.
We do. We
Appreciate you
appreciate.
sticking with us and laughing with us, and
Hopefully, you're laughing with us and having a good time
hopefully learning a little something along the way.
along the way. And then we do have faithful listeners also in Germany, the UK, Canada.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
And we look forward to laughing with you into the new year. But this is our last episode before the holidays,
The holiday season.
Hanukkah and Christmas.
Yes. So
on the
enjoy
25th.
your
So everybody
time.
really.
I want to acknowledge too, this is a really wonderful time of the year for getting together with families, but it's also can be a sad time because you think about people who aren't with us anymore, and for some people they don't have warm family memories. So,
or this is a very painful time of the year because
exactly,
right,
whatever
they don't
reason.
have that connection anymore.
Yeah.
Or as you said, they've lost someone this past year, and obviously a lot of families have been through that. So we're recognizing.
We're sending our good thoughts to everyone.
Right. Please enjoy the holidays, whatever they mean to you, and enjoy spending time with loved ones, whether they're family, friends, or others, especially the others.
The others.
Let's remember the others.
Even if it's just your furry friends.
That's true. We've got plenty of those, for sure. TT will be back here in good old capital region of New York State on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day, yes.
Are you catching a ride with Santa?
I will be looking for his sled, and I'm going to be hitching a ride.
Dropping in.
I'm
Are you coming
back.
in the morning?
Yeah, it's the first flight out of here. I think it's 5:30 in the morning, something like that. But all my sons will be here.
Are they flying out also on Christmas
Charlie
Day?
and Lisa are flying. Joe and Blake are driving, and of course Tom and Marty live here. So,
are you flying with anybody? Is anybody?
No. When I fly back, I'm solo.
All right. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. Enjoy your holidays, and we'll be back next week.
Thanks for joining us at the Closet Disco Queen podcast. Grab a brownie or doobie, pass us to your friends, and be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. And be sure to leave us a 5-star review as it helps others find us. Peace out.
While editing the podcast, Queenie froze in her chair. Was that TT's voice calling out, wait, what's that over there? No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she couldn't.
Yes, she could.
Well, she could. Well, she wouldn't. Yes, she would. Oh, she most certainly could. While editing the podcast, Queenie was reminded once again that TT called Queenie a fat ass. Oh, the nerve of a friend. But Queenie laughed, and so did TT. This is how they'll always be. Through podcast edits and cheeky sass, they'll survive